stream information is updated. Playing with C# nullable references, and I can see the stream going live here as well in the stream manager. So cool. Let me just tweet once more here. I'm now live on Twitch. Twitch TV, Baron of Cheese. Alrighty. Okay, let's give this a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I will open the solution here. Okay. See users in chat. No one yet. It's fine. All right. So last time I started working on adding nullable references to one of my plugins, where I chose to do the settings plugin. I got pretty far, but ran into an issue with UWP not compiling at all. Turned out that it was actually I was missing some SDKs I forgot to install, apparently. So I installed those, and it seems to be building now. So hopefully I will finish up the settings plugin. I will look at some of the other plugins and see how far I get with that. And hello, the Shores. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Is it the Shores or this Jaws? I don't know. You have to correct me in the chat. But hello, welcome to the stream. Yele. Okay, cool. Welcome. Nice to see you here. All right. Okay, so if I rebuild this, hopefully this time it should work. It worked the time I left this. Oh yeah, and by the way, I added some stuff to the stream, so now you should be able to see a chat. So you can follow that, and if you follow the channel, there will be alerts and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully someone will follow and we can test that out. But yeah, I'll just crank on here. So rebuild all succeeded. So last time we were looking through the build errors, and I guess we might have actually fixed all of them. So let me just go through this. Because as far as I remember, yeah, we enabled nullable references already following. Okay, cool. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, so nullable references is enabled in this project, and you have to use as minimum language version 8 because that's where it was introduced. So since these two are enabled and nothing is complaining in here, we're actually good. So we're actually done with the settings plugin. So cool, nice. Let's continue on with one of the other plugins. Right, let's copy this. Yeah, let's just double check again. Yeah, it is building for Universal App 16299. So, okay, cool. Right. So if there's nothing to do here, we are all golden, and I'll just continue to the next plugin. So let's just grab device info and add the same stuff up here. Language version 8 and nullable enable. That should be enough to trigger some warnings. So rebuild, and let's see what happens. Rebuild all succeeded, and only one warning. So we're actually pretty good there as well. There is one warning here that build serial is obsolete and deprecated. which is probably correct. Maybe we should address that as well. So let's check. This comes from Android OS build. So let's look that up in the Android documentation. So if we go to Android OS build and just Google that. So let's see what they say about serial. This field was deprecated in API level 26. Use get serial instead. Okay, that should be easy to fix, right? So if we go back, if Android OS build version SDK int is less than build version codes, and 26 is somewhere down here, which is Oreo, I guess. Yep. So if it's less than Oreo, is this a project to see how it all works with the new? So yeah, so these are some of my MVVM cross plugins, and this is just general maintenance and just me learning what nullable references, like how they work and how to work with them, and just try it out on a project instead of just, I don't know, make a sample and then maybe just fool around a little bit with it there. So yeah, so instead of doing that, try it on some real code and see how it behaves, and try to tackle some of the warnings that come up. So last time we open settings here, we did tackle some of these things. So tackled this key being null in some cases, and then there was some cases of return value here when we got to the end of the switch case here. There was also some cases where it could be null. So we kind of fixed that up, and yeah. So for instance here, there was this case. The type code is datetime, but since datetime is a struct, actually it cannot be null. So, but the compiler doesn't really know that based on we are saying default, like we are just saying T here. We haven't restricted what T can be. So yeah, it could be anything. So it doesn't really know that, hey, in this case it's actually datetime here. So we have to kind of tell it, hey, this cannot be null. So that's how you do it for, in this case, you just put an exclamation mark. This is actually never null. So yeah. So that's how to solve this issue. And as for your question, whether it will be mandatory or not, probably not, but yeah, it's a good idea to opt into it to catch some of these. Maybe it will be default, actually. I don't know. I think there's similar things in other languages like Swift, where I think it's default, where you kind of have to use exclamation marks and question marks to do nullability. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's good practice to try it out at least, so you know, so you got your fingers dirty into these nullable references things. Whether it's going to be default, I'm not sure. Maybe not in C#9, maybe in C#10. And I guess there will always be a way to opt out of it or just don't care about it. But yeah, it's a good habit, yeah, to just check for nulls, because how many times have you run into a null reference exception when you write your code? Like you run an app and then it just crashes, and yeah, of course it was a null reference exception. If you had this enabled to begin with, you would have probably caught it already. And of course there's like nice tools like I think Rider already has some analyzers built in to just check every code path to check, hey, this can actually be null in this case. And yeah, with this feature at least, Visual Studio also starts to respond to null references. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it might be a default in Visual Studio in the future. I hope so. It's just a good way to improve code quality and just get rid of those pesky null references. So yeah, okay. Let's continue. Let's fix this little issue we found here. So, all right, build serial is only available up until build version code or API 26, and yeah, no, it's fine. Otherwise, we use serial equals build. What was it? Get serial. Wow, big change. Amazing. Yeah. And that's the fix, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure why they went from this to this, but they have their reasons. Okay, cool. Should we squelch this warning as well? Let's just suppress it because I've actually fixed it. So let's do this and bye-bye warning. And it was device info, so rebuild. Rebuild all succeeded and no warnings. Cool. Okay, so yeah, there's not much in here anyways. It's just a bunch of properties. So in this case, there's not much stuff that can be null. So let's just quickly glance through it. Technically, this could potentially be null, but that would only be the case if MVVM cross has not started. Cannot figure that out. Yeah. One thing we could do is to use pattern matching on this one. Maybe we should do that. That would clean that one up nice. So Java, yeah. I think we can also clean this up a little bit. So window manager. So window manager. So I think we could write something like this: window manager. No. Doesn't it have a class? No. That sucks. Because another stuff from system service, for instance, layout inflator, you can write like from and just give it a context there. That would clean like this entire line up quite a lot. So you'd write like this instead. Ooh, and then you have the actual type in this case. But apparently window manager probably doesn't have it. Right. Okay, let's just, while we're here, just clean this one up. So we could write return. And then, what is it? This switch. Isn't it something like this? Yeah. And then in here, we can have our cases. So in case of surface orientation, rotation 0, it is orientation. No, it's a lambda. So orientation, portrait up. That's a little bit nicer. So let's just copy this a little bit and then do a little bit of finessing here. And then default case, none. Wow. Down, landscape left, landscape right. And then we just like, okay, look at this. You just return directly in this pattern matching. It's so nice. Instead of all this case, return, case, return, case, return. It's a little bit verbose compared to this pattern matching. So this is pretty nice. Okay. That cleaned up nicely. Great. Yeah, and here we can actually we can remove these parentheses. We don't really need them. Oops, sorry, page down. That wasn't what I wanted. Or page up. And then unindent. Oof. Now this is nice as well. Divide by. Okay. Yeah, so much nicer. Cool. I'm just scouting for anything that could potentially be null here. And we can also clean this one up. Right. Less nesting. We like that. This is also an ISO for me now. What did I think when I wrote this code back in the day? So let's just do it like this. See, now it looks so much better. Oof. Very nice. We could also just return this directly, but no, we couldn't, because if it isn't any of these, yeah, we could probably just return it directly. Yeah, let's just not destroy anything here. And not 100% reliable on. So Android ID. What was this? Setting secure, get string. Settings. This one. Let's just look this one up, because I'm not sure if this stuff has been deprecated as well. There might be some stuff there that we need to look up. Setting secure. Let's see what it says. So, Android ID on Android API level 26 and higher versions of the platform. A 64-bit number expressed as a hexadecimal string unique to each combination of app signing. Okay. So Android 8 and up, but it should also work get string on older ones. Let's check. Yeah, add in an API level 3. Okay. On versions of the platform lower than API 26, it's also a 64-bit number, also expressed as a hexadecimal string, which is randomly generated when the user first sets up the device, and will remain constant of the lifetime of the user's device. Okay, yeah, that's good. Good to know. Not deprecated, still works. Very nice. All right. Okay, nothing more in here. Let's just check display quickly. If there's anything cool here that we can fix. It's also using window manager. There's nothing really that can be null in here. But I guess metrics could be cached. We could improve this a little bit. Should we do that? It's static. We can do that. Private, static. display matrix, display matrix. Okay, and so if display matrix, want the underscore as well. So if display matrix is not null, return display matrix. Otherwise, assign display matrix and return it. We do like this. Add a space, and it's super happy. Nice. Why not lazy T? Good question. Yeah, we could do that. Kind of achieve the same. So unless display matrix is called, unless either of these is called, it wouldn't. Yeah, we could do. We can. I guess it cleans it up a little bit. So, lazy display matrix, new lazy, and then in here we can create a function that returns display matrix. So just grab this, return matrix, and then just have to remember to call value on these ones. Yeah, what does it say? Make field read only. Sure. And then this one doesn't really need to be a property, and then we can do like this. Is that better? Yeah, I guess so. It makes sense. Then you don't have to manage a backing field yourself, and yeah, good point. And do we want this to be anonymous? I guess that's fine. It just needs to be a function. It isn't super complex, so yeah, cool. Good point. Thank you, Warren Buffett. I like it. All right, let's check device info on iOS, see if there's any similar issues. We have a similar switch case here. Should use more often myself. Yeah. I think I tend to actually use the backing field and check for null and then assign it, and or return the value if I have it already. But lazy, it kind of cleans it a little bit up. The only thing I'm not sure I like is that you have to write the name of the field, and then you have to write value. If we just like, is there anything else on? Okay. Is there anything else on this display matrix thing? No. Yeah, you can check is value created, and that's the only other thing you have, right? Well, I would maybe have. Yeah, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, I think. And it's thread safer. Okay. So if we look this one up, which browser did it open? Did it open any browser? It did. Okay, so if we look that one up, if the Microsoft Docs work, lazy C#. Is this quicker? Yeah, the other link doesn't work apparently. Okay, cool. Provides lazy initialization. Does it actually? With access from multiple threads. That's actually pretty cool then. The example uses lazy tfunc t constructor. It also demonstrates the use of lazy boolean specifying true for is thread safe. But is it then thread safe per default? Large object. Use lazy initialization to defer the creation of a large or resource-intensive object or the execution of a resource-intensive task, particularly when such creation or execution might not occur during the lifetime of the program. Okay, sure. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't really change anything. I was just curious about... Okay. So... it looks like per default is thread safe is actually true if you just use it plainly like this. Okay, cool. And you can also specify lazy thread safe mode publication only. So this means that uses locking to ensure that only one thread initializes the value. Okay, none. Fully thread safe threads raised. Okay. Yeah, no summit this year, no foosball. Yeah, actually at work we have two. We like I think right around December or something like that. We got two brand new foosball tables, and then coronavirus came, and then now they're just standing there, looking at us every time we enter the building, just begging us to play with them. But yeah. Yeah, we cannot play on them. We did suggest that, hey, we could maybe wear masks and just clean our hands before and after playing, but yeah, they don't really want us to use the tables, so... yeah, okay. Yeah, too bad. Alright, this lazy stuff is actually pretty cool, and it does a lot more than just initializing stuff. So that's good to know. Actually, you learn every day. That's cool. Okay, nice. This is much better than. I like it a lot more. So with this cleaned up, there's nothing more else in here. So let's just continue with the nullability stuff that we actually start with and just apply it everywhere and just see where it breaks. There's not much going on in these packages. It's just small helpers. So edit here, and in SMS. Only one person can touch the ball. Yeah, that could also help. I guess the biggest issue about playing foosball is that you're standing right across each other. So like you're essentially like making a nice cloud of potential disease like right in between you, and I guess that's the worst thing. We also suggested that we could move the tables out because like team sports outside, screaming at each other. That's also like projectiles just flying all around. But yeah, we suggested that we could move them outside. But yeah, I don't think that really helps the problem that much. Yeah. We can only hope that this coronavirus crap goes over, but yeah, it doesn't really look like it. Some countries get. I'm not mentioning any names, but yeah. Yeah. All right, we found one non-nullable field is uninitialized. Consider declaring the field as nullable. Let's check it out. No, I don't work from home. I got back to work. What was it? Like 2 months ago or something like that. May-ish. Like we started like half workforce were allowed to go back to work, and then we steadily increased it. So here in Denmark, we're actually at work. Like you're allowed to do almost anything basically. I think there's still rules when you're in the public. You have to stay away, like 1 meter away from each other, but otherwise there's nothing really. Like, but yeah, most people don't really care anymore. Even at my local store, before like during coronavirus, they had like plexiglass in front of the cashier. They recently just tore that down. I don't know why, but yeah. Actually, funny story. Just earlier today, I was down at the local store buying cheese for my burritos, and turned out that cheese was actually pretty bad. It was very moldy. So right before the stream, I was running down there, complaining about it, and then back up, starting the stream and getting ready for the stream. And I'm also wearing the cheese t-shirt, which I think personally it looks kind of like a moon. But yeah, I don't know. You be the judge. So right, let's see what's going on in here. Okay, so it's complaining about non-nullable field SMS is uninitialized. Consider declaring this field as nullable. So in the case of sending an SMS, yeah, we've been asking the same. Like we are sitting in the same office, although we are sitting a little bit further away from each other than when you're actually standing at the foosball table. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, as a freelancer. Yeah, okay. Well, do you go to clients once in a while? Or did you before coronavirus to work at their place or helping them out somewhere? Or is it like purely working from home? Because like that's sometimes it is just freelance like at home, but yeah. Sometimes you could have clients that require you to be at their office. I've heard about those constructions once in a while. Anyways, this value. Okay, handle SMS finished. Could actually change this up a bit. So this, we could like have a closed capture on this one because we're saving this here now, but we're only using it in case of this event handler. So I would be inclined to just make a local method here. Just capture it there. Something like this. Handle SMS finished. Okay. Yeah. If nothing else gets in the way, then change of scenery is nice sometimes. Right, let's do this and remove this. And just do this because we don't really need to save it here. I guess this will work, right? I do see a red dot here. It's just this one. Just cool. Wanna become famous? Buy followers, primes, and views on big follows. Yeah. Okay. Nice. 2 bots in the chat. Amazing. You cannot get rid of spam anywhere. That's amazing. Maybe I should go on bigfollows.com and check out the services they provide. Or I could just block these users. Banhammer, block, report. Let's just report them. Spam, malicious links, or bot accounts. Yeah. And it's spamming. Let's just report this. Yeah, sounds super legit. Okay. Reported and blocked. And then the next one, let's do that as well, just to be friendly to Twitch. Spam, malicious links. Next. There we go. Bye-bye. Yeah. Yeah, I'm streaming because I want to become famous. Yes. Yeah. I'm kind of famous already, so not interested. No. Cool. All right. Right. That's that handled as well. Okay. And we didn't have any more warnings, so well, we did have this one. Let's check this one out. SMS task for Windows. Right, but this is not async. That throw, prevent, remove, throw. It would actually. So we should just we should just do this as the first thing. Just to make sure that everything is okay. And take, yeah, okay. Yeah. I think this is okay. Also fix this to actually use name up in case we rename it for some reason. And then we could also improve it a little bit more. Do I want to do that? No, I just want to check for null. Will it crash though if I throw that argument null exception? It's inside. I guess no one really has the possibility of catching this argument exception. So the app will potentially just crash, won't it? That's not ideal either. Do you really want to? I'm not sure. I'm not sure this is good practice to begin with. Like, yeah, I plan on uploading the stream to YouTube when I'm done. I've set it to archive it on Twitch, so it will be in Twitch archive, but it only lasts for like 14 days or so. But I will also grab that video and upload it to YouTube. So my YouTube is what? YouTube.com. Let me just check your channel. I'm actually not sure if that's like a short link or something to it. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm not sure. I will have to check. But I will probably also tweet it just in case. So, oh yeah, no, here it is. Here it is. Cheesebaron. So it's in Danish. So you'll be able to check it here. I'll make a nice, I don't know, stream group or something. A stream, yeah, group in there and upload it there, and I'll make sure to tweet it and everything so you can watch it later, so you can catch up. Right. Okay, this argument exception, I'm not sure it actually should be kept here because, yeah, as I said, no one can really catch this. What actually happens when you... Let's just try this out. I have LinkPad installed here. So let's just try it out, see what it does. All right, program. So if we make a new method, private void test, and inside of that we have blow up, and here we just throw new exception, whatever, and we call blow up. What will happen? Can we catch it? So if we say try catch test, will we actually get to this point? We do. So in this case, it's fine. That's good to know. But before, it's an event handler that's assigned to finished, right? So it would be some other piece of code that would have invoked this. So let's just try that as well. So if we say public event handler on blow up, right? And then we move this one out, right? Just make the same as we had there. So object sender, and then event args. And then essentially what we want to do is to do this, and then, oops, somewhere else. So we call test, right? And then somewhere else we need to invoke this event handler. Yeah, on blow up, invoke this event args empty. Do still? Nope. Then it doesn't throw here, so it's like, yeah, it's somewhere else. Just throws, and you cannot catch it. So so if we move this one up though, okay, so it will throw that exception at the invocation, right? But since it's actually, it's this MF message compose views control that is throwing, and there's no try catch in here. I'm almost certain. So let's just triple check that. So class blow up class. Then the class will have this event handler. Okay. Then we make, what do we want? So we assign the event handler, and then we just have, and we have to invoke that event. Okay, so public void trace on blow up. Cool. On blow up. So let's just copy this. Fine. Right. I don't want to save. Okay. And then we do, and we create an instance of that object. So new blow up class. Now we say B on blow up. Assign the this one. All right. And then we have to raise that blow up. Okay. So that's actually fine. So that should bubble up. So it will actually bubble up in either case. So, right. So this is actually fine. It's good to know. Key window, top modal, present. This is kind of a hack. It's been like this forever, so. But you raised it inside of the try. Okay, we can also do it outside. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, so it was the raise. Yeah, because all the, you just call send SMS, right? And then some stuff happens in there, right? So yeah, you just create an SMS task and then you call send SMS. Then you don't really care about what happens inside. And then, yeah, this MF message compose view controller shows up. Sure, it does its thing. It's just this iOS thing. Then when it's finished, you want to dismiss it. And that's it. So let's just check again. Yeah, what I actually want to test is that, maybe encapsulate all this in, just try this class SMS task, public void send SMS. And we create this new blow up class, and we essentially do this, right? And we have this. So this is what we really do inside of there, right? So what we can do is, no, just for fun of it, just call b raise on blow up. After a couple of seconds, I know this is bad, so async, because we're doing async void, which is not recommended. Don't do as I do. So let's just, there's a parenthesis missing here. So await, task, delay, just wait half a second, then blow up. So we would create a SMS task here and essentially only call send SMS. And then stuff just happens, right? So all this I don't need, right? Yeah, okay. So we just call send SMS. It's just, okay, so yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, it finished before it. We can do async task main, can we? Task delay. Let's just wait a second here. Does that work? Right. So in this case, we cannot catch it, right? Yeah. So it doesn't throw. We didn't get into this try catch. So my first hunch, yeah, it's messed up. Right. So actually, we don't really want to throw an argument exception here because the app will just crash, and you don't have any way of recovering from that, right? But realistically, it shouldn't be null here. Like, if it calls handle SMS finished, the sender wouldn't be null here. So if we change it to something like this, sender is UI view controller. UI view controller. And then just get rid of this. And then don't really care about the null here because it shouldn't be null if this event handler is called. Yeah. And if it is null, shit is fucked anyways, right? Sorry for my bad language, but it will really be a messed up experience if it really is null here. So yeah. Then it already crashed like inside of the MF message compose view controller for some reason, and that shouldn't really happen. So I think I'm good here. Right. So if we rebuild, hopefully we don't have any more warnings. Ah, yeah, we still have that one warning on universal app. But since this is inherently synchronous, what can we do about that? I guess we cannot really do anything. Like, what we could do is just write task run to ensure that this task is run, and that it probably is happy about that. Then that warning is gone at least, but does it really help? Not really, does it? Just removes the warning. It will still run the method here, right? It's just unobserved. And this one is, well, let's just ensure. Yeah, okay, let's just do this. No more warnings. I will just ensure the changelog reflects this change. Pair the release for this. Let's add some solution items. I think I already have some release notes. So, okay, so let's add the folder here. Release notes. Existing item. Add, okay. So next version will be 4.2.0. And new stuff in here. Did we change anything here? I don't think so. Nothing really. So we didn't change anything in the connectivity plugin because it didn't really produce any warning when we built it, right? Actually, it did now. So we're not done. Okay. Okay, too soon. So do I really have to build these one at a time for the warnings to pop up, or? No warnings in SMS. Warnings here. It's good. More stuff to fix. And this one. Device info. No warning. So that one is fixed as well. And connectivity. $50 warnings. Ooh. Nice. Great. Okay, let's take the one with the least first. Just so we have a little bit of progress here. 0. So it was simple web token. Ideally, no one should use this implementation. Everyone should use JWT, but this is some code that I wrote back in 2013. It's amazing. So, non-nullable property audience is uninitialized. Consider declaring the property as nullable. Okay, the same with properties, expires, issuer, raw token, and signature. So let's just check when are these populated. These are populated when we create a token from a raw string. Right. And then they can also be created by calling create token, where you explicitly set them here. Okay. Or, okay, that's the only two ways it appears. So let's just double check again. Find all references. 2 places. Okay, that's the 2 places that it can actually be set, right? But this for loop doesn't really guarantee that they are actually set. So it's actually correct in saying that these can actually be null. Nullability of reference type in return type string doesn't match implicitly implemented member string in get, possibly because of nullability attributes. Do we have an interface? I simple web token. Of course, so we should do it here as well, right? So all of these could technically be null. All the properties, yeah. Keys as well? Guess so. No, because it comes from, yeah, I guess keys could be null as well. Well, it does return an empty, so okay, that's fine. So back to this. Now the signature, of course, has changed, but all of these can be null. We have to check properties is null. Right, okay, so these warnings are fixed. Now we have to fix all the issues around these. So in this case, we have to check if properties is null as well, right? Just put this on next line, okay. Then we return the identity provider if it contains the key, which is, I don't know, this check is probably not necessary. Just check, hey, do you contain the key, whether it's empty or not, and then return that one. So, but here, possible null reference return. So we actually have to mark this one so it can be null as well, right? And then we have a possible null reference here as well. So we also have to mark this one as potential for null. This warning is fine as well. We have one down here. Where is it? Okay. Right, so you are able to pass in a null as values here, and it defaults to null, which is fine. That's okay. Now we just have to handle that this can be null down here. We do that already. So this is fine as well. Really have to be explicit here that everything can potentially be null. On-site token. Yeah, maybe null here. So generate signature. That would throw if get bytes if it's null, I would guess. All right, let's just check again. So this one could be null. That was fine. Okay, yeah, so validate signature. Serialized token, raw token. If it's null empty raw token, if it's... Huh? That doesn't make sense, does it? Why does it check it twice? It's just silly. Okay, this is not the worst code I've seen today, so it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Right. Raw token. Raw token can be null, but since we've already checked here that hey, if it's null empty, throw an exception. So actually, this is not null, right? Now this is fixed. Now we just have the issue here that we start by assigning onsite token to null, but it could be assigned here from that raw token. But we really haven't checked the contents of raw token, so it could be whatever garbage, and then it actually never hits this code, and then it's actually still null, so fine. So if you go to generate signature, maybe not. Maybe let's just throw here. So if unsigned token is null, let's just use the nice string is null or empty. Then use the bad this way of throwing exceptions. Ideally, this should be a custom exception in here. I should fix that. But yeah. Raw token. Let's just maybe do invalid operation instead, because this will mean that the raw token didn't contain a correct SVT token, and that will then mean that onsite token isn't null in this case. And then we're good. Job done. No more warnings in this one. Amazing. Let's just rebuild it and double check. Warning, cannot convert null literal to non-nullable reference type. And it's this one, right? So we changed the signature actually to this one, allowing to be null. And it's then the same as we just had up here. We added a question mark right there. So this is good. I think this is fine. Cool. Build it again. Just check that everything is fixed. It is. Onto the connectivity plugin, which had 50. Warren, are you still here in the chat? Users in chat? No? Make a sound in the chat if you're still here. But I'm kind of interested. You mentioned MVP Summit, and I didn't actually ask. By the way, miss our foosball sessions at the summit. Yeah, Warren Buffett. It's a pseudonym, so I don't really know who the person is. Warren Buffett. Is it Sven? I played foosball with Sven. Let's just check it. About. We don't know much about them, but we're sure Warren Buffett is great. Yeah, I'm pretty sure as well. I think it's Sven. Sven Mikael. Anyways, right, that was this connectivity plugin. Let's tackle that one by one. So base connectivity service, that's a warning there. Cannot convert null literal to non-nullable reference type. That's true. Fixed. This one can be null. If it's null, I guess it's fine. This one just takes a string. Yeah, it's fine. Good. Non-nullable event is uninitialized. Consider declaring the event as nullable. Yes. The event can be null. That's true. Any more stuff in here? No? Next one. Wi-Fi info. These can be null as well. Right. And info extra. These can all be null as well. So yep. Okay. These we tagged as well. So these we tackled extra. Tackle these Wi-Fi insta extras as well. There was one more in here. That's one is. Why does it report them multiple times though? Okay, reachability. This event handler can also be null, and it's checked for null here. This could be simplified as well. I don't want to bother doing that as well. I think this is reachability from the mono-touch samples. Okay, yeah, let's just fix the issues in here as well. Otherwise, it's just going to keep complaining. Yeah, this can be null. This can be null as well until either of these is called, and this one can also be null. And we check for null there. Nothing else in here. Moving on. This has been tackled already. These have been tackled. This one. Profile. Yes. check for null here, and then set it to 0. All good. This should be read-only. Good there as well. We can actually add a configure wait false here as well. We don't need the context switching. Or wait, do we initialize first adapter? This is what universal app. This might actually need to be called request access. Find all. No, I don't think that matters actually. So that's fine. All good here. Next, connectivity. Deprecated. Interesting. Android netcon connectivity changed. Let's look that up. So Android netcon connectivity change. It's probably in here. All right, yeah. Right, so with API 28, which is Oreo, right? Yeah, it's Oreo. They did change up a bunch of network connectivity stuff. I also blogged about how you would connect to Wi-Fi on Android Oreo and up, because they changed a lot of network stuff. So this probably means this is a bigger change. Let's just check the code quickly. Connectivity change broadcasts receiver. Yeah. Yeah, this won't work on Oreo actually. Because yeah, you would have to do something like yeah, manager. So you would need to do manager, and then you say request network, and then in here you make a network request, and then on that callback you would then get all the updates. And also for this to work, you have to have a specific activity. And I don't think you can just use application context where you assign it. So there's a couple of things that need to be changed entirely in here. So for now, just put that on the back burner. This isn't what the topic is today, but it might be the topic for next time to fix up the connectivity plugin for Oreo and up. Could be a good topic to cover. Just dive a little bit into all the new stuff there and the quirks and all the precautions you have to take to fix that. So let's just only fix the nullability stuff in here and then address the other stuff later. So network info can be null. Check for null here. Great. And then we return if it's null. It's just complaining about it being deprecated. So that, yeah, that's for later. Receiver. Good. This one can be null. This one can be null until it's set. Right, let's just clean up these connectivity manager things here. So I mentioned before that we could do something like this from context, and then we can just write context. Now we can get rid of this Java cast stuff. I think we did that early on as well. Right here. Much better. Nice. Great. Let's just try build this again. And in the meantime, I take a sip of water. Great. Down to 11 warnings. Good. Deprecated. Nullable. Managers uninitialized consider declaring the field as nullable. Yes. And we can do a Wi-Fi manager from context. Clean this up a little bit. Right. Next one. Down here. Scan results. So if we go to this one, yep, these can be null. And then we can set them to null here. That's correct. Great. Start scan. Deprecated. Okay. So do we have any more nullability issues here? Yep. And then the rest of the warnings are just deprecation warnings. Oh, there's one more here. What does it say? So nullability reference does not match implicitly implemented member Wi-Fi info iWi-Fi. So if you go to the interface, this one can return a null. And then this one gets happy again. Yep. Cool. Deprecated. Yips. So we still have 5 warnings, but that's much better than 50 warnings. So I think we are improving here. So that's pretty cool. Great. And now we can also remove this reference. And I think now we're ready to make a release. One thing I actually wanted to see, do I have .peek install? I do. I just wanted to see, just look into one of the assemblies and see whether we can actually see a change inside of the assembly. What does it do in there? I think that would be interesting. So while we're waiting for the peak to start here, I take another sip of my water. Okay, open Git MvxPlugins. Let's just take the settings ones, bin, debug. Let's just grab whatever. Okay, so when we drill into that one, and then settings. Did add. Yeah, I guess this is because it has the PDB, so you can actually restore. Let's just try to build it in release mode, just quickly. Just wanted to see whether it added something to the intermediate language into the assembly. Looks the same. Okay. Decompiled. And that looks a little bit different. It doesn't add anything else. It did add this nullable enable. Did I have it in the code? No, right. So in here, it doesn't have this nullable enable, but it added it inside of the assembly when it decompiles it. So there's that. And if we go to why I put the exclamation mark, so in this date time offset. So here, that's interesting. So if we compare, so the first, if type name is date time offset, right? It ensured that if it's right, if it's null empty, it returns the default value, right? And if we check here, if it's null empty, it actually casts the object, the default value to an object. But this just means that it doesn't actually check for null or anything. It just does it and then should be good. Okay. It's interesting to see how it looks decompiled. Okay. this is cool. So, okay, so it actually found out that Nullable is enabled on this one. That's great. Let's just check one of the other assemblies. Let's check connectivity as well. Bin release. Let's just check an iOS one. So there's nothing in here, right? But if we go to decompiled, it has Nullable enabled as well. Nice. Job done. Great. Okay, back to the release notes. Connectivity. New and 420 updated assembly updated enabled sharp 8. What is it? What do we call it? Sharp 8 nullable reference types, I guess. Yeah. Reference types. That was it for this one. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Next one. Let's just copy this. Device info. Oh, it's at the end instead. We did that here as well. I think we changed some other stuff. No, that was in SMS. Okay, so that one is fine as well. So settings. I don't think we changed any behavior here either. No. That was good as well. So simple web token. The same. But we did change behavior in SMS. Was it on iOS, I think? Yeah. Fixes bug on iOS where it could potentially crash. Good. Great. Release notes done. And let's commit all of this to the repository. Okay. 30 changes. Let's just tackle the one with SMS task. Yeah. Let's just stage this. Don't throw argument null exception in handle SMS finished handler to prevent crash. Otherwise, everything is just nullable references. Let's just keep this separate and update release notes. And oh, we went behind. What happened? Right, we bumped MS Build SDK extras, so oh, rebase. And now we push. Amazing. So if we look at GitHub, oops. Right. MvxPlugins. Right. So see it here. So now we have all the commits, and hopefully there's a build running. So at some point this will be done, and there should be some artifacts on that one. But I think I will end the stream here. It's getting a little bit late here. But I hope to stream again this week and maybe address some of the deprecation issues I have on Android, Oreo, and up. That'll actually be pretty interesting to tackle on stream. I just have to make a nice setup where you can actually see my Android screen as well. I need to figure out what to do about that one, but I'll try to figure that out, and I will probably stream during the weekend then. Yeah, and I hope to find a regular schedule for these streams, so you can always know when I'm streaming. You can just pop in and say hi. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I learned some new things today, especially the comment from Mr. Warren Buffett in the chat about using lazy initializer, using lazy T. That was actually pretty interesting. Yeah, otherwise I learned that I wrote horrible code in 2013, but yeah, who didn't? You improve every day, so yeah. Right, so thanks for stopping by. See you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.